Welcome to Early Morning Catechism. In our last lesson, we looked at the Holy Land, the land of Israel where Jesus lived. And I thought it would be important to go back and take another look at the Holy Land. So we'll just call this lesson the Holy Land Revisited. Last time I pointed out to you that basically in Jesus' time there were three districts of great importance: Galilee, Samaria, and Judea. Galilee is on the shore of the Sea of Galilee. The Sea of Galilee is about half the size of Lake Winnebago. And when you are there in the Holy Land, it looks very much like Lake Winnebago, except for the higher hills on the opposite shore of the lake. On the shore of the Sea of Galilee was the city of Tiberias. Tiberias was a Roman city. The Roman soldiers inhabited it. Therefore, no Jews really lived in that city. As we pointed out before, the town of Nazareth was here, halfway between the Sea of Galilee and the Mediterranean Sea. It is where Jesus grew up. It is where Jesus spent 30 years of his life. But there are a couple of other places that are of great importance. Cana, a few miles from Nazareth, is where Jesus performed his first miracle, turning water into wine. And over here is not a town, but a hill, Mount Tabor. It is 2,400 feet high. It is here at Mount Tabor that Jesus experienced what we call the Transfiguration, where his appearance changed into a very dazzling appearance, and light emanated from him. And the apostles experienced Jesus transfigured before them shortly before they would make the trip south toward Jerusalem. Before we leave Galilee, I want to point out to you something to the far north, almost at the border of Israel and Syria. And that's the district of Caesarea Philippi, far away from Nazareth, far away from where I showed you last time Capernaum was. It is here, far away to the north, that Jesus took his apostles and asked them, "Who do people say that I am?" And Peter said, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." We'll go down now to Judea in the south. It is here in Bethlehem that Jesus was born. It is here in Jerusalem that Jesus died. Not far from there is Bethany, where Martha, Mary, and Lazarus lived. Over here is another Roman town, Emmaus. We often hear the story of the disciples on the road to Emmaus after the crucifixion of Jesus. But you know what? They experienced the risen Lord on the way to Emmaus before they ever got there. So they did not really enter the city. Over here is the Mount of Olives, where Jesus prayed the night before he died. There's a valley between Jerusalem and that Mount of Olives. It's called the Kidron Valley, and from there you can see the whole city of Jerusalem. From Jerusalem to the Dead Sea is 35 miles, and you're going downhill the whole time, surrounded by rock, and in the middle of it all is this city of Jericho, one of the oldest cities in the world. I think it is the earliest city in the world. Before we leave, I want to look at Samaria. As I told you last time, Samaritans were half Jews. The Israelites would go here and down here and cross the Jordan River once more to enter Judea and get to Jerusalem. The Samaritans were hated, and in the next session, I will tell you why.